Don't you know that the music should be soft?
It's in progress, and we're in apartments.
I love it when you start the singing. It used to be me, but now that we're at the end of season 4, you're doing all the singing. What are you turning into William Shakespeare, the Fester? What are you, the Jester Fester?
This is the end.
This is the end
of many things. But
can you believe it, Rossi?
This is the end.
It's the last segment of season 4.
By the way, just so you know, let's get this right out of the way.
Yeah.
You said on our last telecast, is that
who
how
cares?
You say?
No, what did I say?
You said that you would bet one of your houses, because I know
we got a few.
That we did more than 13 episodes in another season. We did not.
Oh.
This is it.
Not 6 or 7?
No.
Not even 7?
No, what we did do is our episodes started going about 2.5 hours, but they never were more than broken up.
Oh, isn't that? Because you know what? We don't need to tell our beautiful family out there what's going on with this, that, and the other. But that's what it was. Because I know you know what I'm talking about. Oh, but we didn't go to episode 14 or episode 4. We just they just went on really fucking long.
They called you right out, the fans.
Good.
And a
Good
bunch of them said they are ready to move in. They are packed. And
God bless
the house. Yeah.
Don't give up my phone number, but give up my address because everyone seems to fucking know it anyway. Jesus Christ. How does that work?
So, oh God, please. That's the story of my life.
Oh my goodness.
You don't remember. I don't know if you remember this. Speaking of addresses and all that, just made me think about something. So Charlie doesn't live there anymore, where he used to live. But
where we used to play cards all the time and hang out.
So do you know that when we were in like season 6, 7, whatever, I think it was season 4 on, that when he would come home, there'd be all these people standing right outside his front door?
Yeah, I do.
That was fucking nuts.
I do. And his cat was not going to shoo them away either. He needed a big ass Doberman, something.
They would just lay outside like,
hey, you home?
Hey.
How was your day, honey? Fuck, I love you on that little biker show.
And he'd be like, Charlie, can we get a picture? And he's
like,
get
a pic, Charlie?
I live here. Yeah. And they would.
And those were 16-hour days, and he was losing his mind over playing Jack's Teller. And you like to come home to 15 people on your lawn. Like, can you imagine? Like, come off it.
A commune. Yeah. But they would. I remember when I would pull up sometimes, it would be like the most normal thing. They'd just be sitting out there, and I
remember that front yard. There was no fence, no nothing.
No, I'd be like walking into his house, and there'd be all these people out front by his lawn. They'd be like, "Hi, Theo," and I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And I'd walk in, I'd be like, "Chuck, do you know?" Oh, he's like, "Yeah, there's." Especially when he went through that whole Shades of Grey fiasco. Like,
he got out of that house as soon as he could post Sons. He left. And you wonder why some of these guys and girls go behind, big fences and up streets that you can't find the house.
He actually, and he's told the story, he had someone jump in his yard.
Oh, come on. Really?
Yeah. He came out and
over a fence?
Yeah, over the fence. And there was someone in his yard. I've only had one real strange thing that was strange.
Well, I've had a few, but nothing with thank goodness, my family or my house. I don't remember.
I had one that I had to get like the police involved. But that's
when you were in Staten Island?
No, when we were doing Sons.
In Eagle Rock?
Yeah.
The house I love so much?
Yeah.
I pretty much lived there whenever I didn't want to, hang out at my house. I was at your house.
That guy
love that spot.
Me too. That was the only one that
but only people from the neighborhood knew that Theo Rossi lived there. You were pretty good.
No. It didn't happen at the house. It happened in the area. I guess there was a tracking of social media. This was kind of before all the madness now. And it was just odd. It was odd because I'm one of those people. I'm like, I'm down for whatever. Like, let's, I've met up with fans. You and I do signings all over the world, whatever. But, You know, the truth is it's like that guy. I always told that story in Arizona, right? Because it's an open carry state where I thought that guy was going to shoot me when we were at a signing because he was like, Juice, you fucking rat.
Jesus
he was like, you
Christ.
motherfucking rat. And he was like drinking beers and he had a gun on his hip. And I was like, does this guy know I'm not Juice? Is he aware? Or is he stuck in that world?
Not fun.
Again, this is where you and I have talked about this. I don't know how we got on the subject, but it's like that differential of reality where it's like, hey, by the way, I'm just like Theo and like, I'm not that person. And I get it. That's amazing that you've played it so well that someone thinks you're that person, but no, I'm not.
And while we're talking of thinking who we are as real people, can I just point out to everybody the hundreds of thousands of beautiful people you all are? Look at Theo Rossi's tank top.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you're aware, bro, but in our incredible merch that Caesar is killing on as he always does, and we get
I wouldn't know because I don't get it anymore.
Well, no, I got a couple the other day, and I had my second AD take a picture. Everyone's going, wait a minute.
Oh, is that who it was? It was your
Who
second
took that
AD?
picture? And wait a minute, why do you look exactly the same? I'm like, wait a minute. And they go, so put the tank top on. Let's see if you think for 1 second, this 18-pound overweight playing Frank Sturgis body is going to put on a goddamn tank top. You got another banana coming in your mouth, monkeys.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Not happening.
No.
Kim Coates is not.
Kim Coates. No.
You
I
don't
leave
wear
that for
tank
Theo
top.
Rossi. Look at them guns. Look at them skinny
wear
little
tank tops.
tattooed out. Yeah, you do it well. You and DL, baby.
No, I wear a lot of tank tops. I mean, one, I'm in LA. It's hot.
The hair's better.
The hair's better.
Settling down.
Yeah, I like to. I'm not big on the cold, so I like to keep my dwelling warm. You know, me in the cold doesn't work.
I love it how one of your beautiful fans, our beautiful fans, was tweeting you and Instagramming you to use this to save your roots and use that to save your roots.
Man, I got to tell you, it's been helpful.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's been helpful. I'm working to get my curls back here. Isn't it funny? When I was a young kid, I always wanted straight hair.
Yeah,
my
me,
hair
you, and me both.
Super curly, right? I was always
We both
jealous
had curly hair, man. Oh yeah.
And now I just want my curls back. You know,
Curls are fine.
you always want what you can't have.
Yeah.
But here's what's funny.
That's so great.
So I'm in this apartment because I'm here for the next few weeks doing this film, right?
You sure are working on another accent.
Yeah,
Man, you're working your fucking ass off, kid.
I finally get to play what I am. So here's what's funny is I had this, you know, the maintenance guy. I just found this out because I just got in here 2 days ago. The maintenance guy, Jose, came in and, you know, I was talking to him for a minute and he comes in and I said, hey, by the way, you know, the bathroom sink's kind of got an issue too. You know, you might want to check that. He goes in and I noticed that because I went in to check with him.
Yeah.
I wear a pink satin cap at night to keep the curls.
That's very nice. That's very nice to share. It's an image I'll never get rid of now. Thank you.
This is something that was recommended by one of the people online. They said, you know, coconut oil, and then you put like a satin cap on.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody told me this.
Uh-huh.
So it's this bright pink satin cap, and it was sitting in the bathroom. And I think Jose was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Is your mom coming to visit or is that for you?
And I remember him saying, is it just you here? You know, or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I was just like, yeah, it's just me. Why? And now
That's
I think
funny.
Now I think I know why. But hey, I'm not ashamed of it. It works. It works, man. I look insane at this point when I sleep. I wear the pink satin cap. I have a nasal strip on. I'm wearing a mouth guard. I might as well just be.
I cannot wait to come into the Kim Coates, Nick Carmona room when I get to visit your new spot. Because I'm going to tiptoe into your room with Meg and I go, can I just watch for a minute? Can I just see what he looks like?
Yeah, I'm with Meg and I just turn around and look at her and I go, look at us. This is attractive. Yeah. So here we are. We're at the end of season 4. We rifled through this season. I have mucho problems with this episode, but I'm not gonna
Boy, do I ever too.
Well, first of all,
But it is, and we need to go. Sorry, we need to go back and say one thing. To be, to all you Shakespeare people know, is to be or not to be. That is the question.
Yes.
Hamlet says it about a third of the way into the play. Yeah. And obviously, Jax is now to be or not to be, to stay, to be the president or not. That's the whole title of what that is. The dilemma, which gets settled for him by a turn in the story that, dude, I completely forgot. You mentioned it a couple shows ago.
Yeah.
About the whole Romeo. I completely forgot.
Well, here's what we tended to do a lot on finales, which is fine, by the way. What we tended to do is it's pretty much just Jax. We're in a life of Jax, right? For finales. Not a lot of other characters, including Gemma and Tara in this one, don't really even get
hardly any screen time, some power at the end, but it's Jax Mobile, this one for sure. Yeah.
Which is fine because it's, it's season 7 that I remember, and I'm not sure about the other ones. But, listen, it's the story is through Jax's eyes. The problem is that I have with this, and I'm going to get into it when we nitpick it, is we tended to wrap a lot of things up really quick that are like a season 2 or 3 long.
Quick.
And it's like, oh, by the way, this stuff that you were paying attention to, aka Charming Heights, aka Rico stuff. Oh, it's over now. What? Oh,
yep.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, it was this. It's fine. Oh, the cartels. What? Oh, we're moving on. Oh, okay. And
this is why people thought the show could have lasted 10, 11 years. If we would have just elongated certain things, even though we were all exhausted and happy and grateful it was over, we needed to move on, all that. This is pure examples in this show.
Yes.
We don't need to wrap it up so quick. We could talk about this for half of season 5.
Yeah. And the thing is that you then, like, even just using your character, for example, and again, I know we're going to get into this, but it's like, okay, Tig just went through this traumatic thing and you have to do all that acting through your face and eyes in like literally one line to show.
And if I may, yeah, you're right, Theo. And I got to tell you, this is like the longest previously on we've ever had. Maybe they get longer as we keep going. I'm not sure, but we went back to season 1, season 3, we went all over the map.
Yep.
And it's funny. I just noticed it. They never showed the killing of Pope's daughter by Tig, or that dilemma, or that harrowing. Not one time, not 1 second.
But yet, it's a big deal when Roosevelt finds out.
It's a big deal when he finds out. I'm just shocked that in the previously on they didn't even show a pop of that. No. Anyway, here we go. So, do you trust Romeo? I don't trust him, bro.
Romeo? I don't know anything about this guy. I didn't even know that they worked. I wasn't sure that they were. Are they former cartel members who they recruited?
I think so.
The whole time.
No, I think he was former, and then they got in. They made a deal, and now they made a big ass deal, and now they've got badges around. Anyway,
right? I was going to say, are they allowed to flash badges if they've just been recruited?
Anyway, I don't know, bro.
Have they murdered people?
Probably. And anyway, we'll get into that with the Tara thing too. That was kind of funny when he goes, "We weren't going to hurt her." Oh, okay. Anyway,
well, let's say we open up with Potter giving this Lombardi speech to the crew, and again, we're executing all warrants. He's giving the Vince Lombardi speech.
It's like a teacher in grade 1 telling all the kids what you can do and what you can't do.
Well, guess what? I don't want to jump ahead, but this was a fucking waste of screen time because he gives this big Lombardi speech, but nothing's going to happen.
Waste.
Okay, so Jax is on his bike riding. He sees the Charming Heights sign. Then we cut to 2 other guys riding. To show how little I know, I was like, oh, who are those guys? Are they coming from somewhere? I didn't know who they were, but eventually we find out that it was Jackson Chibs, right? I don't know.
Sure.
It doesn't.
Don't know.
Cartel's loading up about the meat. Everybody, this is all, again, the beginning of this entire episode, which is only like 40 minutes, is everybody going to this big meet. The IRA guy, the Irish, the Kings, the cartel, and the Sons. Like, this is what we're gearing towards. So everybody's like, yes, this meet. This is what everybody's been talking about. Okay. Show SOA being watched. Again, we're setting this big fucking thing up like Rico's going to come and everybody's going to get arrested. And then we find out that the government is backing the cartel. They have
No, it was a total red herring for the entire watch of fans. A complete red herring. We think, okay, here they go, here they come. Boy, are we in fucking trouble. And then what?
This is silly.
Wait, what? Like Romeo and Benito, they work with the CIA and they got badges. They take them in the barn. And it was a really bad, did you notice there was a really bad setup? Like you didn't even know Tig was there. Like when he pulls up real quick and Chibs comes in with him, kind of. You couldn't even see.
Know it's there.
No, I thought, why wasn't I at that scene? And then the door barn opens, and there I am standing. Anyway,
the whole thing was silly, and for lack of a better term, and not to be crass, it's masturbation without a destination. I mean, what's the point here? Like, what were we doing? What was this? Seasons of how long we've been talking about this Rico thing? How long is everything centered around this? The cartel, how deadly they were, Potter, and all his fucking speeches, and the IRA and the Kings coming down, and then in one moment, the whole thing's over.
Yeah, it was too quick. It's back to your. I know
fans
theme.
are going to disagree, and listen, I'm sure there's people that are like, "Well, you had
to
do it."
And we're just. But this is why we're here. Who cares? This is why we're here. We started the show. We were in the fucking show. We loved doing the show, but now we're talking about the show, and it was just a little too quick for me. A little too quick. Band-Aid. But you know what? I think Sutter and his boys and girls who wrote this piece of brilliance, they must go. How are we going to get out of it? How are we going to get out of it? We've got to make sure the Jack stays in. This is how you get out of it.
You don't get out of it, but you don't get out of it in 15 minutes.
No.
So Jackson, the crew with the cartel now. Here comes the Irish. They won't do it without Clay. So again, we're setting more things up.
Yeah, it's all right. And did you see when and they're so good? Those fucking boys are so good. Murphy's so good. They're so good, the Irish, right? No one likes them, but they're so good. And he walks out, and you see Danny Trejo get behind Jax, like he was moving closer and closer and closer. Yeah. And I thought he was gonna go boo, like boo.
Yeah.
He had his head down, obviously, to look at his mark. He had to get to his mark, and he fucking sneaks right up on Jax, and Jack's like, what the fuck is going on, buddy?
Literally an inch away from him.
An inch away.
Yeah. So
we have to talk.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have to talk.
Rico's breaking down this silly operation that we just spoke about. Potter and Roosevelt one more time. They're going to have this talk again, wasting fucking minutes of an episode. And then they clear Juice.
Yeah.
Okay. Potter says a great line there that I actually relate to when he says, you're weird.
You're really odd, dude. You're really odd, dude, man.
I don't really like people all that much. That's how I feel. That's how I feel pretty much every day.
Pretty much 99. Yeah. No, that was brilliant. Thank God they put that in there, because then I wasn't like, oh, fuck, this is too quick.
And again, that's a great answer.
Good line.
Yeah, it's a great answer. And it's definitely a Kurt line.
For sure.
For sure. Potter has moments of Kurt.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. So
as Tig had parts of Kurt, like Kurt gave as Juice does, for sure.
Yeah.
Sutter really did. He's got a lot of, he wears a lot of cloaks, that guy, and he put a lot of personality into different characters at different times of this epic 7-season show. And Lincoln Potter, man.
Yeah. And it just shows, it shows what a complex character Kurt is as well, because he definitely put a lot of himself into these, I always said, I think Jax is, maybe someone Kurt wanted or saw himself to be,
you're right.
I think everybody, at one point wanted to be a version of Jax Teller, and everybody at one point wanted to be a version of Gemma. I do read these comments occasionally. I try not to read them as much anymore, but someone wrote something that was really cool. Someone said
what'd they say?
They said they rewatched the season for the third time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember who said it, but shout out to whoever did, and said that their husband made a great assessment. Their husband or partner or whatever said, Gemma is anarchy. Gemma is the one who causes all the problems.
Pretty much all of it.
In everything. And that she represents the anarchy. And I was like, fuck, that's a good assessment.
It's so good.
Because she did.
She did. And she got away with it. Because everyone fucking loved Gemma. I'm sorry.
Just love. Listen, we love the bad guy. I mean, it's proven what Conor McGregor, it's proven what everybody. We love the bad, we love the people.
Boy, did he snap his foot. Ooh.
snapped his foot,
Saw
said
the
some
whole
horrible
thing.
things about a guy's wife,
Yeah.
whatever, man. I don't,
That guy.
I don't, just be kind. What the fuck
Yeah,
is wrong with
it's
everybody?
impossible.
Yeah, it's okay. So Jack's heading into the cartel talk. His hair is much longer, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
He's getting there. No more hat. They let him know that they're CIA.
The badges come out.
The badges.
Charlie's look is like, what the fuck just happened here? The doors were closed. It's just him and the two. Kurt does that beautiful revolving camera where, it's, I love it when we do a circle camera move. We call it. We don't have to do coverage. It usually lands when you need to land on a guy talking or not over the shoulder. Works just as well. But Charlie's look was perfect. Like, what is going on?
He chose to get a little angry
at
guys who can end his life. Like, meaning that
I'm gonna bring this up, bro. Coming up. When Jack says some things about, I'm doing it for the club. No, you're doing it so you don't spend 30 years of life in prison. 30 in prison.
So what's the difference? I just have a question. I've always wondered this. He's technically working with the police. Let's call it the police. CIA.
Are you talking about Romeo and Benito?
Yeah. He's working with the government.
They're working with CIA, bro. Okay. CIA, as high as it gets.
So technically, isn't he ratting in a way?
Romeo?
No, Jax.
Ratting about what?
He's working with the CIA and not telling the club what he's doing.
Oh, well, of course he is. But, he keeps saying, I'm going to tell the club. I'm going to tell the club. Does he ever tell us? I can't remember. We're going to season 5 coming up. I'm not sure I remember.
I don't remember.
But there's so many lies and so many truths not being told. I mean, he's in a pickle and he got mad. He got angry. Okay. All right.
He got super angry, especially when Tara stuff got brought up. This is when I said it's times like these where we need Piney, where he would go and talk to Piney. Piney would give him some wisdom about JT and
Not no mo. Piney took a shotgun. He's gone.
He needed that wisdom. And eventually that wisdom turns into chips.
Yeah.
Because they have their 27-minute rooftop talks coming up.
A whole season and a half. I helped Tommy get through those seasons, but anyway, we'll talk about that as we go.
So he grabs the rings now that he had left, tells his dad that
holy shit, now what? Rings are back on. And my question to you, Theo Rossi, is how are they still there? I mean, kids walk through.
No one would touch him on John's grave.
Thank you.
Too much respect.
Thank you. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
They're still there.
If they did that, yeah, they'd be fucking finished. They run the town. So Juice is watching The Shield for anybody who needs to know a little cool thing. Chickless is on the screen. Vic Mackey is the character.
And don't you find that weird, Rossi, that we show that character who then comes on without giving any, thing away, but he makes an appearance on our show
years later.
And I just find it so weird.
I don't think they knew at the time.
Maybe. There you go.
They never knew that.
They weren't planning it that way.
No, they weren't planning it, but it's a cool red herring or a cool little thing to have me watching The Shield, since it's all the people from The Shield. And at that point, was CCH on the show yet?
No, Pounder. No, she's coming up.
Not on yet. Okay. So at this point, we've had a ton of Shield people on the show. Walt hasn't been on yet.
Coming up.
CCH hasn't been on yet.
Coming up.
Benito's been on. The guy
Kenny.
who played Kenny, and the guy who played Ronnie Gardaki. He's Potter's right hand. He's on.
Cool.
He was a character. So we've had the majority of the main cast from The Shield on. We're missing Chickless, CCH, and Walt, and they're all going to come on.
Coming.
Yeah. So I think that he never thought maybe he would have Chickless on, because Chickless is the Jax of that show. He's the most visible.
Good.
But yeah, so I thought that was cool. First thing he asked, what I love about Juice and the writing of Juice, the first thing he asks about when that dude comes in is the club. First thing he says is, what happened to my club? He really did care about them more than himself. The problem with me playing that character in that moment is I was doing a lot of jaw acting.
Well, but we talk about this. I mean, young actors and shit, they is sometimes hold tension in their jaw or their neck or just something somewhere, right? And you eventually got rid of all of it. It was a beautiful thing to see. I'm doing
very much jaw acting. I learned from my dialect coach this week that, because I do all these exercises before I do any dialect.
Oh, good.
Like rubbing your mouth.
Yeah, good.
Doing your face stuff. But what he was saying, which was really impressive and interesting to me, is you hold the anger here in your jaw.
Yeah.
And anger is stronger than any other emotion. So not the other emotions can't get through. So if you hold your anger in here, it's going to manifest in your jaw.
Isn't that interesting? And you saw how Charlie, and it's so scary when he does it because he does it so well, but he gets that look on when the CIA guys busted him in that barn where he wanted that. He does that thing with his mouth.
It's all with the mouth.
I'm going to fucking kill somebody. I'm going to kill everything in this barn right now. And it's just that's a key to a lot of actors. It just goes to their face, their jaw. It goes to
your face and it doesn't leave. And then you're not expelling it out to the audience. You're holding it all in here. And I've learned I got to get it out of here.
Good for you, bro.
Somewhere else. But it's
good
really
for you.
Interesting. It's really interesting.
Hey, by the way, and I enjoyed that scene, but I think this is a good time. Did you know, Theo, that Rockman and I worked on Prison Break together?
I did, of course.
Did you know that? I don't think I said that to the audience, but
he was great on that show.
Isn't it great? Like you and me now, like you're so much younger than me, but you're starting to really, movie after movie after thing, and you're working with so many guys. It's amazing that you can work with people more than once. Then you work with them again.
I love it. I've done over the last year or whatever it was. There was one actor who I did 2 movies in a row with.
Wow.
And like literally two long big movies in a row. So that was really cool because we've known each other 20 years. And then just recently I did that TV show that's coming out. And then my next movie, same guy in both. And we worked together much more in the second one than we did in the first one, but he was
that one in Atlanta, that one?
No, the one in LA that I did quick.
Gotcha.
But what was really cool is that, listen, at the end of the day, this better than anyone, is this business is the size of a fist. You start to run into people, whether it be crew people or whether it be whatever. But when you get to work with, I think my dream has always been like that Paul Thomas Anderson scenario where all the same actors just keep working with the same.
It was director. Like a theater club he had going on there. Everyone
loved that. Yeah, he had
John C. Reilly,
Bill
Seymour Hoffman. Yeah, man.
Yeah, and I think that if you can do that, there's a level of comfort that you're never going to be able to mimic. And then you bring in, Quentin does it, right? And then you bring in the Bruce on the movie. You bring in the big actor, the Harvey Keitel in Reservoir, while you have your mainstays, your Buscemi's, your, Michael Madsen's, you have your people. I've because one, I think there's a comfortable level that you can't. So knowing you and Rockman and worked together, and again, you and Fichtner, right? Did you and Fichtner work on?
A million times, yeah.
You and Fichtner worked on things together.
Like at least 4 now.
At least 4, right?
Black Hawk Down, Prison Break. That we did Entourage together. We did
Colebrook.
Colebrook, obviously. Maybe more than that now, but it's all good.
It's an incredible, incredible thing. And again, have you worked with the same director a few times?
I have.
Amazing. That's amazing, right? You can't.
Yeah, Damian Lee up in Toronto. I've done at least 4 movies with that guy, maybe 5. The producers from Bad Blood, they're looking. We're going to do another thing together for sure. That was so much fun. But you're right. And anyway, you and Rockman in that scene, Theo, so good, so quick, so wrapped up. What? And he hands you the file. What were you thinking there, bro?
No. That's not Rockman.
Was that?
Are we there? I think that was Potter. No, that was
Rockman.
Potter. Wait, what scene is that? Is that Potter or Rockman?
That's when Rockman comes in and says to you, you're sitting there, and yet you're watching the Shield.
File. Oh, all right. I thought Potter came in at one point. You're right. I just have one scene in this.
Yeah, episode. It was Rockman, and he hands it to you, and he goes, "You can do with it whatever you want. You want to rip it up or whatever you."
Yeah. And then I say, "Why are we doing this?" He goes, "Because you're a bad guy, and we're good guys, and let's."
And I want to get back to catching the bad guys. Like,
sure.
All right, quick.
So, Jacob Hale's about to greenlight Charming Heights. Here comes Potter.
Okay, so I
don't know.
Come on, what the fuck? He brings in that.
Yeah, it's weird.
Sex toy and the weird shit.
weird.
And then he says stuff, feel free to, review and explore, like uncalled for.
Fucking uncalled for and silly.
It's all uncalled for, but it does prove my point a few shows ago when I said Rockman's wife, who's, so great. She's so good in the show.
So good.
She had a big smile on her face, like this is going to fall apart. And I wanted that to happen because I knew she was against it. She wanted trees. She wanted this. She didn't want homes and condos. And now she's got a big smile on her face, like this is now going to go south. And Hale, Jacob, sorry, buddy.
So I hate to be the fucking bearer of bad news here, but
to be or not to be the bad guy,
how long have we been talking about Charming Heights?
Oh my God. Since we got out of the whole season, when we got out of prison.
And here it is. It's
we rode by it. Pardon me?
It's over. It's over.
I think it's now over.
What the fuck is going on?
Who cares? Like,
who cares?
if there's not a bigger example of who cares, this is it.
Didn't everybody get killed? Didn't Lumpy get killed? Didn't people get killed? What happened over this thing, Charming?
Right. Who cares? Fuck off.
Fuck off. Okay. So it's another swift wrap up to a long storyline. Jax goes and visits Tig and Clay. Here you go. Tig, you got one line to show us everything that you did in the last episode. Tell us. He walks in and you have literally one line, one get up, and you have to show that Tig is out of it, that he fucked up, that he's sad about Clay.
I said this, I wrote this down, Theo. I said, Tig is still confused, but solid. He's sad, but together. He's like a lost dog, but he's not. Like it's a real oxymoron, Tig, right now. And he walks in. I love how I shut that TV off with the clicker. I asked to do that. I said I'd be watching. I wouldn't just be sitting there. I'd be watching TV.
Yeah. Or
talking to Clay. They said, well, give him okay. They never showed the TV being on or anything, but we heard it in the background. And you can just tell the way I treated Jax. Like, all right, what happened?
You're reading the script and you're like, oh, wow, I have like this.
I have a half a line.
I have a half a line to get through this to after I just had this big thing before it. So here it is.
Yeah, this is it. And it's funny, Theo, that when you are, I don't remember how I felt in the day when I read the script and all that stuff, but you use it when you can. Like when you're feeling certain emotions as Kim Coates and then Tig, it's like emotion 101. I'm sure that day I was just fucking using it. And it came across in the performance, I think, in Tig. He's so.
Yeah, the one thing I learned about Sons that has really benefited me in my career after it is efficiency. We had to do so much emotionally in so little dialogue sometimes and so little screen time.
We did.
That you had to convey a massive amount, whether it be later on when Juice comes into the table saying he's all good or.
Okay. By the way, I'm coming to that. We're coming to that. There's two things that happen there that are one by Tommy and one by you. We'll get there.
We'll get there. But the point is that you have to do it so efficiently, sometimes with no lines, right? When I'm in my apartment, you have to convey so much. And that has really benefited me after Sons because that's not usually the case. We just had so many leads, so much of the big three were going to eat up a tremendous amount of that thing that there wasn't going to be a lot of focus. So when you got your moment, you were like, fuck, I might just have like one line to convey my entire existence on this show. So Jax goes to visit Tig and Clay. Tig is out of it. Jax wants to talk to Clay. He's angry, but he knows he needs him alive. Holy fuck. Okay. He has the needle that Tara gave him. He's about to do it, but Clay wakes up and calls him son. He pulls the knife for dramatic effect and we cut to commercial. Then we come back.
Yeah. I wrote down that people, first of all, I wrote down there ain't going to be no syringe. Put that away. Don't even bring it out. You're not using it. You can't kill him. So put it away. It's another red herring. Fuck, just you're not doing it.
Stupid.
And then commercial break comes back. When that fucking knife came out, like I thought the commercial before that, just right there, people were either running to the bathroom and stumbling on the way, going to the refrigerator to get another Coca-Cola or a beer, or they could not get back, or water or whatever your preferred liquid is.
Probably Jack Daniels.
Maybe a heavy Jack with a little bit of ice. That would have been mine anyway. So I'm sorry, I digress. Anyway, Theo, no one could fucking believe what was about to happen in that hospital room. He pulls down the blinds and here we go, right?
Yeah, and he puts it to his throat. First of all, shout out to the special effects department.
Thank you.
Blood leak was amazing.
Bruno and the boys, that blood leak, and it just came out of nowhere.
That was fucking amazing.
So impressive.
Yeah, so impressive. Jax cuts off the Prez patch. I got to tell you, the one that got me, because this has happened to me and I've had to do it in films, and I know you have too. Spitting on people is so weird when you're acting.
Well,
because he spits on him.
I said, did we need the spit? Like,
no, we didn't. And I don't know if it was written in there, but I've been in.
He's done that a couple of times now with Emma.
Yeah.
And now with Clay.
Yeah.
And that's got to be a character choice, because I don't ever remember. And Jack spits on Clay. It might have been there. I don't remember it.
Yeah, you've done it in movies or had it done to you?
I got to tell you something right now, bro. I think I've cut every single one of me spitting on anybody. Now, I have spit on the ground.
Yeah.
Like as an aside to I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
And I spit that.
But not on someone.
I've never. I remember in Godless. And it was written in there, particularly me and with Jack O'Connell and that beautiful little indigenous boy, where I'm chewing tobacco. That was a big part of my character, and I spit right on him. And I thought, oh fuck! But that was what they did back then, and that's what happened. And I did it, and it was just horrible to do, but it was very frightening when you watch the show.
Yeah, I've made the mistake of when somebody had to spit on me.
Oh.
I've been like, just do it.
Yeah.
And then they do it. And I'm like, that was a horrible
idea. Just do it, but only do it once. We're not doing that again.
I'm like, you got one shot, but then they do it. And I'm like, fuck, that was a big one. Or I was just telling the stunt guy here, because I get slapped in this movie, of course. What else?
Of course you do.
But I get slapped and I said, yeah, they could just do it. And I said, actually, you know what? I got to start learning from my lessons. Let's work it out, because I remember once it was a certain actress. I said, you can just slap me. I said, it's fine. I said, if you're in the moment, just slap me. Thinking there's no way that I can be hurt by this slap.
Wrong.
She hit me in the ear so hard. My ear was fucking ringing for the rest of the day. And I was like, why did I? And she did not pull it. It was hauled off because she was, in a really chaotic state as the cat.
Serves you right.
Yeah. So now I'm like, so get the stunts. Let's go. Let's, So spitting and slapping. Whew, the S&S of that is not.
So I wonder how Ronnie got through that with that knife at his, neck like that. That was pressed in there pretty good. Obviously, it was a round.
Really interesting scene. He really wanted to talk to him. He wanted to explain himself, but what could he explain? There's nothing to explain. He knew everything. Right?
Yeah.
Where did Tig go? To the vending machine?
Just get out. I want to talk to Clay. How many times do we give us a minute? Give us a minute. Okay.
Give us a minute.
No one ever said why. I want to stay right here. Fuck off. I'm good.
No. I'll be right outside the door.
No, let me just stay here. No, none of us. Not one time.
Give us a minute means something's bad.
Something bad's about to happen.
Yeah. So he runs into Gemma, of course, perfect timing. She heads into the room. And
I felt sad there. I don't know how you did, but I felt sad there.
Who did you feel sad for?
For both of them. For both. I'm predicting now, and I don't remember, but it's over. It's over between these two.
Seems like it's over, but Gemma's still only concerned about herself.
Uh-huh.
She's only thinking about herself in those letters. She's not thinking about Clay. She doesn't give a shit about Clay.
Mm.
She cares that her son is going to find those extra letters.
Mm-hmm.
She's still trying to protect herself. That's my
me.
100%. Me.
Yeah. Well, then that was just a Tig moment. Then I felt sad. I felt Like, this is really over.
It's hard, right? This is the trick, right? These people have done some heinous things, and yet we feel for them. We feel for them not being together.
The rub.
There's the rub.
That's the rub, son.
They've done some heinous things.
Awful.
It's odd. So Roosevelt and his wife, we find out about Pope. This is a big reveal here that at the moment, if you're not paying attention, if you got up, if you were like, you didn't.
And what do you? Yeah, that's right. And what he says, what Rockman says so beautifully is Damon Pope is the biggest bad player in Oaktown. Like, no one's bigger gangster than this guy, and his daughter is dead. Okay, all right. That's not going to be good for somebody.
And that somebody is Tig.
And that somebody's sitting here right now with glasses on, looking at his BFF.
One of the most iconic fucking scenes in a TV show. But that you would never have known.
Nope.
That this little line was going to lead to fucking tragedy.
Yep. And I'll tell everybody next week how that all came about with Sutter and me. It was kind of cool. All right, now.
Okay, so Opie's in the truck, and here comes Jax. We find out he shot him in the wrist. I didn't know that. I thought he shot him in the hand.
Yeah, and again, like,
it's convenient.
It's just convenient, man. Like a bullet. Don't we have a cast? Don't we have even more something? And you can't move your hand. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. They're smoking.
Wrist. He'd be fucked up.
Yeah, we're Sons of Anarchy boys. We're tough as nails, I guess.
Miami Vice.
Doesn't matter. Who cares?
Okay. He tells him he needs Galindo. Tells him Clay stepped down. Opie knows something's up, but Jax doesn't tell him.
Not giving it up right there. I was shocked. I thought he was going to tell him more. He said, we're going to church at 8:00. Be there. And I'll tell you when I can, Ope. And that's it. That's all Opie gets.
That's it. And then here we go. First time seeing Tara this entire episode.
Was it?
Yeah.
Amazing. Great little scene with the baby. The little baby's a star.
Say hello to the baby.
No.
Jax didn't even acknowledge the kid.
He started to cry. He started to tear up right away. He knew there's something big he had to tell wifey.
So he tells her everything. He
Yeah.
doesn't even bat an eye. He just tells her everything. He tells her to go. Says,
go to Oregon. Go. I'll feed you money. Go.
She needs to go. He understands. He's crying. It's emotional.
I got to tell you, Theo, and I got to say this, that it's great. It's really well done. And I guess we needed it at that time, but we've had a few of no more lies, only the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. No more secrets.
We like
between Tara and Gemma and Jax and blah, 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 blah. Boy, there's a lot in this show.
There's a lot of the one-on-ones that are recycled. I get it. And again,
I get it too.
This is what bothers me is that we spend a lot of time on these things. And then all of a sudden it's like, I'm not going. What the fuck we've been talking about for 2 seasons?
Yeah.
Right. So again, but what do I know? The show's fucking amazing.
Well, and this is the moment now right here where Jax goes, I'm doing it for us. I'm doing it for the club. I'm doing it for, well, you're not.
You're not.
You're doing it because you'll go to prison for 30 years.
That's right.
That's the reality. Now I know.
And so will everyone you know.
And so in a way you are doing it for the club, but no, the big thing is you're not going because they've got you by the nose hairs, Jax Teller.
Yeah.
You can't go to Oregon. You got to be the president of the club now. You got to rip off that patch, which you've done, and you ain't going anywhere. And I guess that scene was there to see what, Tara's reaction would be. And we find out about at the very end of this show, what her reaction is.
Yeah. And then again, it's the weird thing of he's mine. And I don't.
Yeah. That baby was perfect though. When Jax walked away, the baby turned around beautifully, watched dad walk out. One of the times they did that.
A lot of music going on here. I think somebody's DJing or something outside. Okay.
In my room or your room?
I hear it. You don't hear it?
No.
Oh yeah.
We can't hear it, right? Fam Crow. We can't hear a thing.
Somebody just turned it up in this apartment complex.
Good. Turn on your hot water while they're at it.
So yeah, please. I need the kitchen sink hot water turned on. I told Jose, I said, Jose, I'm only here a couple of weeks,
come on.
we gotta get this going here. Okay. So and just appropriate, like what happened here at this apartment I'm staying in, the music kicks in. Bobby's playing guitar in the cell. I don't know if they'd let him have a guitar.
They wouldn't, but I know why Kurt Sutter did this, because he wanted Boone to have the best day of his life on any set. You know why? 3 things. He's barefoot. He doesn't have to talk to anybody, and he's got a guitar.
And craft service is right around the corner.
And that is like the greatest thing that Mark Boone Jr. has ever been told he needs to do. And I looked at his face through those bars. He was so happy.
So happy.
So happy. That's why.
He loves the guitar. He loves to just.
And he can fucking play, that guy too. So good.
Fucking play.
Yeah.
He can definitely play. So he's playing the guitar. Gemma's burning the extra letters, the originals. Juice got his Pops pick. He's on the move.
Yeah.
Jax is smoking with no helmet or glasses on.
So James Dean. Very James Dean. Hair's coming back, cigarette in his mouth.
Cut to real life. A rock would have hit him in the face.
Yeah. And what?
The ashes from the cigarette would have been in his eyes. Super cool. Cut to real life. It would have
James Dean. Like, and of course, you said the music's kicking in with, A House in Charmingtown. It was a gorgeous take on that and beautiful
Great
song.
rendition by Bob.
Great rendition. Yeah, amazing.
Unser is sitting at Gemma's house. We have not seen Unser all episode. So there he is. He gets his pop. Sitting there,
made a little appearance.
Yeah, made an appearance. Earned his money. And then Jax goes to sit at the head of the table, and we have a weird moment. Because Tig gets fucking stiff-armed, rejected out of his seat. Tell me about that moment.
And I got to tell you, it was Tig who ripped his own Sergeant at Arms off. It wasn't. He ripped it off. He gave it in. Yes. Not doing it anymore. However, you could take that look that we played with Sutter directing this episode as that was for Clay. But if you're taking over, however this is going down, I'm still the Sergeant at Arms. He went, no, not today. You're down. You're down a ways. And I remember playing that as best I could of. I did it to myself. I took my own patch off. I'm not getting voted out. I'm not anymore. So that's that. But Tommy, what Tommy did and what you did in your line is what I'm talking about earlier. When Jack says to Chibs, are you ready? And he goes, absolutely. I walk in front of him. I sit down, and Tommy Flanagan put his hand on my shoulder and gave me one of those brotherly squeezes like, it's going to be okay, bro. And it was just so beautiful. No lines, just a moment between Chibs and Tig that we didn't talk about. He just did it. He felt it in me. Beautiful. I thought it was just great.
That was an interesting time too in the show because we were all super tight.
Yeah.
This was pre, anything with Juice, Jax and I, having that, getting pretty close to how the characters were. Ron was definitely on the outside. Boone, we barely saw for the last few weeks. He was always on set.
Yeah,
we never saw
prison. He was
He was never around.
No.
That was a really interesting time on the show. It was a good time for us all. And we also were very aware that things were about to start changing. Things were getting weird at this point.
Oh, wow. Really weird.
Really weird.
And we're about to change presidents.
Yeah.
And the Gemma Clay, Claudius Gertrude, it's over. Yeah. So now what? What? And this is, you got to remember, peeps, this is November. 4th season. We know we're coming back for 5. Bigger than ever. The show's fucking bigger than ever. But what's going to happen? What is Sutter percolating on now? Mm-hmm. And we never knew. So that ending was really the last day of filming. That right when Juice walks in, says his line, "Are you good now?" I love that whole thing between you and Jax. You're by yourself. We think it's Opie walking in the door, right, Theo? It's not. It's Tara.
I know.
And she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." And she comes, no words, no, not. And she goes behind him
and claims
and,
him.
And claims him.
Yeah.
You mentioned a few weeks ago about that picture that, or maybe it was last week.
It was last week.
Right? That Gemma looks at her and tell her, and you said that picture's going to come back. I went, oh yeah, it does. You're right. Morphs into it. There it was.
Yeah. And this felt like, for me, it was a bit of a moment where I was like, the honeymoon's over for all of us.
Over.
Yeah. You know, in a lot of ways, it was over for us personally as actors. It was over for us as who we are. It was over for us as characters. This was a giant turning point in our show in every way. And what the fans and the people who watch it don't know, this was a turning point because the show was the biggest it's ever been. Obviously it got bigger every year. But at this point, it was a bona fide hit. Right.
Yeah.
Our lives had all changed dramatically, just being recognized and being outside and hanging out and whatever.
All our charities and the signings. It was going crazy.
Our lives got a lot bigger.
Yeah.
The honeymoon was over. We weren't able to do the things as the way we all were. Right. Like as in just us all meeting up for lunch and us all going to places and things became weird. People started doing bigger things outside of the show, right? Like we said, whether it be charities or bigger movies. Yeah,
and you remember this, it started with season 5. We couldn't pull up to the lot without having 100 to 200 people outside the gates.
Yeah.
Waiting to scream our names and like we had security now.
Yeah. This was like a seismic shift. And I always remember it that from 5, 6, and 7 felt so different than 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we felt like it was us against the world in 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then it felt like it was the world against us. Like it was like, oh, here we go. Like, let's just like divide and leave.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Season 5, baby.
Season 5. So this is wow. What a fucking moment.
So I wonder who we're gonna get on next there, TR.
Well, we're talking about the man coming on.
We might get the man, or we might get Man 1A.
Man 1.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. And we got a couple to choose from because fucking A season 5's got some things happening in it.
Oh yeah. And boy, here we go. Patreon. Join, people.
Yeah, so
we've got so much going on there.
If you're listening to this, hit subscribe on the whatever platform you're listening to. Get the notifications. Hit the like. If you're on YouTube right now and you're watching this, hit the subscribe. And then also under this is our subscription service, the Patreon, which we'll be doing not just this, but starting after this week, a ton of other things. Obviously, it's been happening. We have our other show, Theory, which you can come and subscribe to. And then
we got to do another one of those today, later in the day.
We're about to do another one that today. Yeah. And then
you only get that on Patreon. That stuff's kind of cool.
Yep. And then we got our Reaper Review merch that's under here as well. And yeah, we got a nice potentially, we don't want to announce it yet because we know our lives change constantly. Big ass guest for next week, what we're thinking about. And what we're talking about to kick off season 5.
Yes, sirree.
So yeah, all going down on our Patreon page. And obviously you can always hear this show on every single audio platform, just to be crystal clear with everyone. It's not going anywhere. And that's it. We love you all.
So much love. Season 4 is done.
Season like that. Done. Just like that.
My clicking used to be bad. Oh, there it is. I got it back.
Yeah, I snapped from my first 2 fingers.
It's because you're from Staten Island. Did you know I went and visited Mona?
I know, I heard.
Nicholas Carmona and Kenny and Mike. Fuck, did we have a good time, man. I took that ferry ride over, mask on, took it off, felt safe, all good.
How was the pizza?
Best I've ever had in my life.
It is the best pizza.
Kenny kept going, you gotta have the clam. Gotta have the clam. I go, clam pizza?
Pie.
Don't even. You got it. So we had like 3 pies. We had salads. We had, oh my God, calamari. We had more wine.
Yeah. It's truly, you're talking about the best.
I love your hometown, bro. it was a fun
At
night.
least someone does.
It misses you, but you're in a better place. All right.
No,
hey,
good. All right. Hey,
we're
buddy,
good.
I'll see you.
Love you. See you later.
All
Bye.
right, later. Bye.